Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mother's Day special of this podcast brought to you by esports AcadArena and, of course, our friends from Nerd Rage via NerdFest. If you're watching this right now, I'd like to greet you all a happy Mother's Day and to your mothers and mother figures in your life. Happy Mother's Day na rin sa kanila. My name is Leo. I'll be your host for today, and I'm joined by these two lovely ladies who are moms of gamers slash gamer moms. I'd like to give them the honor. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Joanna Alberto. Aside from being the mom of Mikey for Zerk, I'm the co-founder and managing partner of Ignite Center for Peak Experiences. It's one pillar of Ignite House of Innovation, home of innovators. That's basically what I do now. Hi, everyone.
And
Yes, hello.
this one is a
And
familiar face in the world of gaming.
yes, I'm Kaysaya. Well, my real name is M. Dangla. I don't know if it was written there on the stream. But yes, I'm most popularly known as a shoutcaster in the esports scene for different MOBA games such as Mobile Legends Bang Bang, Arena of Valor, and Marvel Super Wars. So yeah, what else do I do? I also have been working from home for like 12 or 13 years already. So I'm freelancing online, doing tech stuff like being a web developer for different clients all over the world. So yeah, that's me. That's Kaysaya and that's M Dangla.
I love it. Welcome, ladies. Miss Joanne, Ate M, Kaysaya. It's good to have you on the show. I mean, there's a lot we're going to talk about today, but mostly it's going to be about raising a gamer child. And there's so many aspects to that. But before we get on with the show, I'd like to remind everyone that this podcast, this little discussion, is to help support Project Suit Up. So you guys can also be a part of that as well. Project Suit Up provides PPEs, personal protective equipment for medical frontliners outside of Metro Manila. You can help support our brave medical frontliners by contributing what you can. All right. So how can you donate? It's you can donate via BPI to Miss Rosella Marie Confiado 0069891918, or you go ahead, send us a message via email, contact projectsuitup.ph@gmail.com, and look for Miss Rosel Confiado. Once more, that is for Project Suit Up. Let's hand out some PPEs to our brave frontliners outside Metro Manila. Back to the action here. Raising a gamer kid. I hate to do it, but also I just love to. Our very special guests here today have a special relationship with one of our guests yesterday. Again, Mikey Zerk Alberto, his biological mom, and I think another mother figure in his life here in Kaysaya. Tell us about your kid, but your real kid, not Mikey. Oh, one of your kids is really Mikey. So, Miss Joanne, what was that like growing up for Mikey, especially specifically in his gaming habits?
Okay, I was watching your show yesterday, and
Uh,
he was saying that he got into gaming at the age of in kindergarten. I think that's what he
yeah,
mentioned. He
yeah.
started at three years old.
So it's younger pala, sooner.
Younger, with those little tiny teeny weeny fingers, just
Uh,
clicking the keyboards. And my brother, my youngest brother, is into gaming as well. He's the culprit. He was the one who really brought him to this. He was like encouraging him to be in this gaming world. He was teaching all these tricks of the trades. So I can imagine it. Can you imagine a 3-year-old? I think he mentioned StarCraft, right? He used to play StarCraft, one of the old, I don't know, online games before. And
mhm.
he told me yesterday StarCraft 2, when he was able to discover that there were like cheats. You can type in those cheats, right?
Yeah,
Can you imagine a 3-year-old typing power overwhelming, or
yeah,
typing modify the face variants before he even could read?
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
could, he was like memorizing all these letters, and he could type it
Hmm.
on the keyboard just to make sure that he could. It's like fun at the same time looking at him, watching him, because it's not normal, right? But
Yeah,
also, of course, there is a concern about having a gamer kid, because you know how it is. parents would think that it might really affect their studies. That's the concern, right?
Okay, I mean that's amazing. 3 years old. I don't think I was amazed when he said 5 or 6 kindergarten. Pero 3 years old pala. But how about you, Ate M? Your son is how old now?
6 years old.
There you go. Tell us about your son.
Yeah. Well, Shan Raismar, my 6-year-old boy, actually he started learning first about watching yung mga no, mga YouTube lang muna, mga for kids. But then again, when I allowed him to install some games for kids, doon siya nagkaroon ng interest. But now he's currently more into Roblox. Okay lang naman mag-mention ng games, right? So, yeah, Roblox wherein kung saan mas lumalabas yung creativity niya.
Mhm.
I was actually even surprised that at this young age of him, nakakagawa na siya ng maps ng mga world maps, and may mga castle pa nga, and he even like created a map na nire-replicate yung Paris, yung Manila. And for that, I guess hindi naman ako nagsisisi na, okay, I'm allowing him to be creative on his own ways. Kasi iba na ngayon eh. Like, we are like very advanced na in terms of technology. We didn't have that before. Maybe we had. Mga Lego lang. Physically,
Yep.
we can touch these blocks. But ngayon eh, it's iPad or I don't know, tablet, kung ano man yung available sa bahay nyo. But
Yeah.
of course, yung mga time limit na lang. But if your kid wants to be creative through his own ways, allow him. And yun lang. Basically, inaalaw ko lang siya. Mas dami pa nga siyang alam sa akin na, or kabisado na lugar eh.
Because of what he does, right? Because of his time
Yes.
with Roblox. So again, Roblox here. It's the modern Lego.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
essentially, Shanrei, it's interesting because at the young age of 5 or 6 for Shanrei, you're helping him practice his creativity. But Miss Joanne, it sounds like Mikey was practicing a whole different skill at age 3. That seems to be some next level comprehension because he knows how to type the letters. He knows what the letters were, but he doesn't even know what they mean. He knows what they do in the game. So that's a whole different kind of intelligence that comes through. But yeah, those are some differences that we can expect in the coming discussion for today. No, Mikey grew up on PC games because of his tito, who was the culprit, who was let's say the one who opened his eyes via StarCraft. And kay Saya, Shanrei, he started
Ako yung
with
culprit.
ikaw. All right. Well, he started with Shanrei started with Roblox. That's what you let
Yeah,
him
yeah.
experience first in the
Yeah.
world of gaming. And where does he mostly play Roblox?
Ano yan? Sorry?
Saan siya naglalaro ng Roblox?
Sa iPad or
iPad.
physically ba? Yeah, iPad.
Yeah, iPad.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's we can put that under mobile. So obviously today in 2020, the 21st century, there's a lot of different platforms wherein kids could play their games, and I think the way that we raise our kids in 2020 also kind of should be thought about in that sense now. So should I let my kid play on the PC? Should I give them time on the console? Should I let them play on their phones or mobile? Because that, opens up a whole new avenue of raising and moderating. Again, at M, you mentioned time, no?
Time limit.
Yep. Again, creativity is awesome, but if Shanrei is on the iPad for 6 hours making a copy of Metro Manila, that might not be healthy. Right?
Yeah, that's true, especially for his eyes. Actually, to be honest, he's already wearing eyeglasses. And
Oh, wow.
actually, even me eh. So, siguro, namana na rin. Even my mom is wearing. So, iba-iba kami dito. So, may mga pinagmanahan din in terms of vulnerability ng eyes sa gadgets. But, ayun nga, right after we saw, nagkaroon ng konting effect sa kanya dahil nga at the young age of 6, he needs to wear eyeglasses. Nagkaroon na kami ng time limit. Okay, after your 1 or 2 hours of play, you gotta rest for like 4 hours. Then, bago ka maglaro ulit. Ganun.
Hold up. Shanrei plays for 2 hours?
Yeah, 1 or 2 hours. We allow
I can't-
him na lang. You can't?
I can't even play that much anymore. See, I don't know. I'm getting old.
Okay. Oh. Iba-
Promise, like my eyes get tired and
Really?
I don't know. But yeah, real quick, Shanrei, glasses at 6. Mikey wears
Yeah.
glasses now. We know that much. But Miss Joanne, when did he start wearing glasses?
can't remember, but I think it was on an early age. Kasi ako, I wore my glasses when I turned 40, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Pero siya super early. Even my husband, he didn't wear glass until like that age.
Later
Maaga
on,
siya.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
maaga siya. Because I think it's the screen. Yeah. Because with
The
him, kasi,
screen.
yeah, we don't have iPads before. Matanda na
Mm-hmm.
si Mikey, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
he was
We didn't,
playing,
yeah.
actually goes to the, we take him to the internet cafe. Like we
Yeah.
would bring him, my husband would bring him there. We would pick him up sa LSGH and we will take him to Area 51 in Green
Uh-huh.
Hills.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember that place, Area
I
51.
remember. Yeah.
And there's another one, it's Universe. It's underneath Chili's, sorry. It's
Uh-huh.
like we would wait in the restaurant and he would be playing there.
I
But
love it. Yeah.
yeah, it's like he would be plead, oh, my homework is done. Can I go? Can I go? No, he would plead talaga. And the thing is, he can manage naman. He was able to balance studying and playing at the same time. Okay, I think it's gonna be it will work for you because if you can use it as a leverage actually. Study. Well, if you study hard, you study well, you can play, diba?
Yeah.
So pwede mong gamitin siya as a booster to study as well,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Or
no.
if
Yeah.
you do your homework and then you can play for X number of hours.
Yeah.
So there is a way of doing it actually to make it work for your kids.
Does the genre have that? Is that also the system for you, Kisaya?
Yeah, actually, interestingly, I just want to share as well. Hindi naman sa pagmamayabang, but to be honest, well, kinder kasi siya right now, but yung knowledge na nalalaman niya ngayon is like mas angat pa or mas advanced pa sa tinuturo sa school. Kasi mas nakabisado niya na yung solar system. He can even build the solar system like through Roblox or ido-drawing niya. And then, memorize niya rin yung flags ng iba't ibang countries. Memorize niya yung continents, yung bawat countries sa bawat continents. Men, hindi ko kinabisado yun nung bata ako. Hindi ko at
No.
6 years old, hindi.
Yeah.
Pero kasi, I mean, inaral ko rin kasi during my computer science days, yung interest ng mga bata ngayon sa learning when it
Yeah.
involves games.
Mhm.
Edu gaming, I think I forgot the correct term for that. But something like that. Kasi yun yung parang mas magpapaboost ng interest mo kasi it's interactive.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, gaming is, sabi nila di ba? May sinasabi sila na money is the root of all evil. Meron ding like, gaming is like the root of all evil or parang masama yung gaming na yan. But no, I do believe na nasa paggamit mo yan. Just like, if you have money, it's up to you if you wanna like use it to donate or maybe to
Yeah.
help others, or are you gonna use it to like be greedy and just mind yourself? So ayun, nasa paggamit na lang ng tao yun, I believe. Just like for the
Yeah. Yeah.
games.
Yeah. It's a tool, really. I mean, I turned out okay. Mikey's all right. You know, we're okay citizens of the Philippines, so we're doing all right. But yeah, again, we're talking today about raising a gamer kid, and our viewers, whether you're from esports AcadArena or from NerdFest by Nerd Rage, welcome once more. I'm pretty sure that you guys watching, you're either gamer kids who want to hear about how other moms are raising their gamer kids, or you're also moms or parents out there who want some insight or maybe some tips from Miss Joanne here or Kaisaya. Welcome once more. There's a lot for everyone to learn here. Ate M, sabi mo kanina, no, there's a saying. And I thought that you were going to follow that with, there's a saying, nakaka-computer mo yan. And I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's something
Oo.
that a lot of people have heard or even said.
Mm-mm.
Is that something you personally heard or said in your lifetime? I'd
Of
like to ask
course.
Miss Joanne first. Is that
Well,
familiar?
yeah, it's
Yeah, is that
computer
familiar?
man. But the thing
Yeah.
is, what happened was it's on the positive side, right? Computer ni Mikey. That's why he's who he is right now. He's
Mm-hmm.
an only child. Okay, he's an only child, and that's probably one reason why we were able to allow him, or we were lenient in terms of him being in the computer all the time. Wala na nga yung let's face it, I'm a boomer. Okay, nasa medyo boomer ako talaga. So, meaning, walang patintero, walang taguan. All those physical games on the street. No? I grew up playing with my friends on the street uh, with all those fun games. Wala
Yeah.
nang ganun. Mikey, he grew up in a condominium. he doesn't go down during the afternoon to play with friends, and he
It's
doesn't
not a
have a
thing.
brother or sister.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so his yan yung way niya for him to be able to develop his social skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess computer niya, I was able to develop that, and he was able to become I would say a well-rounded person because he was able to expose himself to different kinds of people. Di ba, sa gaming, you really are exposed to different kinds of people in terms of levels. Iba talaga from, di ba, from
Yeah.
mayaman to not so mayaman. I mean,
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
no, but he was able to take advantage of that in terms of being able to absorb whatever he
Yeah.
can learn from it,
Yeah.
social skills, whatever interaction that he's doing with these people, and it brought it up to whatever he needs to apply it into real life. So I'm happy with computer niya.
I mean, that's like essentially taking the best of what you got, right? It's filling in the blanks of what growing up in a condominium would be and not having siblings. Yung
Yeah.
kalaro mo essentially na dapat ka-age mo lang na kapitbahay, it turned into people of all ages from all walks of life. And
Yep.
it became, well, maybe the one thing that was bad was he had to wear glasses early on. But that aside, everything turned out. How about you, Ate M? Have you heard of this? Kaka-computer mo lang,
Of
kaka-computer mo yan.
of course, yes. Maybe for my mom though, because me and Shanre, ako yung nag-computer. Shanre wasn't making use of computer as of yet. Sabi ko sa
Mhm.
kanya, saka na. Actually, he wants to make use of the laptop pa nga. Sabi, can I borrow your other laptop? I want to make a game.
Wants to make a game.
He wants to make a game. Yung Roblox, kasi di ba may developer mode doon? So,
Yeah, yeah.
ayun, one time tinuruan ko siya, but kasi masyado pang mahirap for his age, like, marami pa siyang kailangan kalikutin doon. But,
Yeah.
the interest that he currently have right now is sobrang, hindi ka, parang magiging proud ka because your child has a lot of interest. So, ayun, so going back to your question, kaka-computer mo yan, narinig ko yun sa mom ko when my dad was teaching me about computers, like yung mga
Mhm.
typing tutor, whatever. And dahil doon na rin ako namulat sa computer games as well, and nagkaroon pa kami ng computer shop, internet cafe. So, mas lalong naging exposed to PC games, and doon na rin ako nagkaroon ng interest in taking computer science because I had the thought as well before na I want to make games as well, or I want to make computer software. So,
Mhm.
that's why I took computer science then. At first, my mom wasn't like super agreeing kasi nga hindi siya mahilig sa computer. So, hindi rin siya gamer at all. My dad wasn't a gamer. Programmer lang din before. And na-influence niya rin ako. But, yun nga, kaka-computer ko, the positive side was, sa akin sila nagpapaturo pag may mga problema sa computer.
Yeah. That's essentially trabaho natin yon as
Yeah, yeah.
the children, right? It's like to fix our parents' technology woes. But yeah, ako personally, the only real thing my mom used to say, or my dad, and kaka-computer mo yan, is when I was like 10 or 12 and I had to wear glasses also. And it's
Oh.
maybe it's because of astigmatism. Now I'm fine. I think I'm 20/20. My eyes just get tired really easily. Pero yun nga, yung kaka-computer mo yan, it's I don't know. I have a job now because of gaming, so that's good. But I remember I have very vivid memories. Kwento ko lang. When I was, again, I think the age between Mikey's 3 and Shanray's 6, maybe 4, somewhere there. My dad brought home a copy of Doom for the PC. Doom or Wolfenstein, one of those first-person shooters na sobrang ninuno ng mga games natin ngayon. And my mom would just really ball up at my dad. As in, gagalit siya kay daddy. And she's like, ang violent ng mga games na yan, ba't mo pinapalaro sa anak mo? And it's like, I like it. And then when mom wouldn't be home, saka yun ni daddy yung PC, tapos papalaroin niya ako. And I turned out okay. So, that's it's fine. It's just such a vivid memory for me. But I guess mom just cared. Miss Joanne, I'm glad that you see that you've raised Mikey on the other side of the coin of this computer mo yan. That it was positive for you guys for the most part. But still, a lot of people or a lot of parents in the Philippines, they our culture dictates that gaming isn't as accepted just yet. It's not the best route to allow our parents. If given the choice between football or basketball camp or going into an esports program, pipiliin pa rin nila yung football and in basketball, right? That's the traditional way. What do you think? What do you think of that disconnect? How do you think as parents we can resolve that kind of how do we say? I don't want to call it an issue, but let's call a spade a spade.
I think it's an issue talaga. But
Yeah.
I can actually the way I can explain it is between my husband and myself.
Mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm.
my husband, my God, he's a sports fanatic.
There you
Name
go.
it, especially NBA,
Okay.
Gabriel's NBA. And actually see Mike is into it as well. Like he knows all the players and all of those. No? So he would probably love si Mikey to be involved talaga in sports.
Yeah.
Mikey plays well in basketball. And at a very early age, he also played well in badminton. Ganda ang ano niyan, ang ganda ng palo niyan.
Mm-hmm.
Siyempre, my husband would like, nakikita niya at a very early age that people would watch Mikey do his, ano tawag dun sa
A
ganun, yung
smash.
drive.
A
Smash,
smash.
drive,
Yeah.
yan. So it's kind of, sports, di ba? Comes this online game. That's not sports.
Yeah.
Sports, di ba? Parang he doesn't want to consider
Sayang,
it.
diba? Sayang. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's one. And second thing is that my husband, ang thinking rin niya is that Mikey graduated BA, diba? Management. So after that, what's going to happen next? That means he's going to get into the corporate world, right? And rise as a like what? Somebody, an executive maybe or something like that. That's the plan. I mean, that's the roadmap that we're thinking in terms for him to be a successful. I don't know, maybe a corporate executive later on.
Yes.
But what happened was after he graduated, he went joined the banking industry, and then after a year, he said that he's not happy. He's not happy with it. So kami nung husband ko, ako kasi, with what we do in my work kasi, we always push people to try to find out where the gifts are. Try to figure out where your heart is in terms of your skills, your abilities, your whatever it is that's driving you, that's moving you forward, making you wake up every day. And then that's the path that is for you, your passion is. So that's how I share it with Mikey. I tell him that try to figure out what problem do you want to solve, what pain do you want to solve, who's your stakeholder later on. That's the way for you to be able to figure out what your purpose is in life. And that should be your path. It cannot be dictated on you by somebody, by your parents or a hero or a celebrity or whatever. It has to be you. You have to find it in yourself. So, and that's what happened. One day, to make the long story short, one day, after he resigned already, he's trying to figure out what he wanted. He said, Ma, I know already what I want. And he said this yesterday. He wanted to blaze his own trail and to become an esports psychologist. Meaning from BA, he would want to take a master's in psychology and blaze his own trail in that. Wala pa dito. In fact, I don't think there's an esports psychologist already here in the Philippines. We were trying to research. But like I saw it in his face that that's what he wanted to do. There is a way for you to be able to figure that out. Your child will be able to figure that out. Observe your child as he's growing up. What are the skills or the gift that kid has? And that's what you nurture. That's what you try to, find out so that he will be able to go to that path as a very early age so that hindi nasasayang yung oras. You don't push your kids to become a doctor if yung pala at the end of the day, like I have a friend graduated in medicine, but she's not practicing. That's what I'm saying. You have to figure that out at the very early age.
Yeah.
So parents should be able to. It's a very difficult position for parents to accept that.
Yeah.
But we have our own gifts and allow your child to bring that out so that they will know and blaze their own trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, things like that just shows this, just proves that things like computer mo yan has no room or has no space in nurturing or in a nurturing style of parenting. Like to really engage your child or to make them reach their potential or to even like find out what they really want. Say like stuff like that don't help because it's like you're putting the blame onto something else.
Mhm.
Like it's a habit that they have, but it's like you're attacking a different thing. It's not the cause.
Yeah.
But Kaysaya, how about you? How do you think you can help people or like parents who still have this kind of thought? How do you think you can like resolve that disconnect?
Well, they have to change their mindset. They have to open their minds. Kasi hindi tayo pwedeng maging close-minded lang na, oh, we have to be traditional. We have to follow kung ano yung norm. But no, I mean, the only constant thing in the world is change. So just like now, the future is changing. We're innovating, and we have to accept that fact na maraming nagbabago sa atin. Games, even yung mga PC games going mobile, we have to accept that. May mga tao pa nga hindi nakaka-accept nun. But for the parents' point of view naman, napapakita na eh. They just have to be open-minded, just like what I have mentioned a while ago. Tignan nila kung ano bang kayang i-offer for example, ng esports, ng games, or what if we try this educational games for our kids? Will they gain more interest? Or kailangan dun lang tayo sa basa lang ng book na minsan kakaayawaan pa ng bata kasi boring daw, ganun. Or dun tayo sa mas interactive na game na may natututunan naman sila. 'Di ba? So, ayun lang. And at the same time, maybe yung anak ko naman 6 years old, hindi naman makakapagsabi yan, "Ma'am, open mo yung mind mo para magets mo yung bakit ko gusto maglaro." But for kids naman, like example na sa age na sila na kaya na mag-explain sa parents, maybe for those who are already 14 plus or anything, you can, like, for example, if you're an aspiring professional player, aspiring coach or anything, you can show like examples na nasa industry natin ngayon. O ma, ito yung like,
Yeah, look at this guy. Look at this girl. Yeah.
yeah, like may prize pool na ganito and we get discovered, etc. Blah blah blah. We get to help marketing companies, and we are even called like licensed professional esports players, di ba? And we get to represent the country sa SEA Games, for example. So, you give examples. So, kasi hindi rin naman natin masisisi yung parents na hindi sila ganun ka-knowledgeable yet sa esports. So, we have to explain if you have the capacity to do so. But for parents na may mga bata, pretty sure yung mga parents like that of my age already know aware na sila eh. So,
Yeah.
situational yung mga instances na ganito on how you would explain things so that it can be accepted.
Yeah, actually, that was gonna be my next question here. Is from the parent side, I think a conversation is always gonna be two-way. So there's gonna be the parents, with what they think and how they want to raise their child. Pero the kids, they also have a say, and I think it comes out to how they explain so that they can, find that connection and essentially abolish this whole "ka-computer mo yan" mentality. Miss Joanne, how do you think kids can talk to their parents and like try to open their mind, as Kaysaya said? And I don't think Shanray needs to say that at all. Like at any age, I don't think Shanray needs to say, "Ma, you need to be open-minded because you already get it, right?" That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think there's
situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they shouldn't. I think kids shouldn't be saying it. If the kids right now, of course there are kids right now who are watching or gamers, no, they don't have to say it. All they have to do is show it. They have to show that they're responsible enough, they're disciplined enough, that they are managing their time, they're prioritizing their studies, and that's the only way for them to prove that they can play. Because we have to face it. They have to prioritize their studies. First things first, right?
Yes.
So if they don't do that, they cannot play. Sorry, but like I think both of us, ni Kaysai, we're lucky that our kids were, they're both doing well in school. But there are kids, honestly, that can't afford to play. Sorry, but
Yeah, it is what it is.
yeah, there are kids. Yeah, that's how it is. There are kids who can, like, there are kids who can play basketball, for instance. They can be an athlete. But can you imagine, all these athletes, they have to maintain an average, right? A grade average for them to keep on playing in the league, whatever it is in school, right? It's the same thing. You can play if you are maintaining a good average. If you're excelling, why not? Play all you want. But you have to show it to me as a parent that you are responsible enough, you're disciplined enough, and you know how to prioritize your time. That's basically it.
Yeah, I love it. I think essentially this talk has been so eye-opening, mostly to me, because it's now mirroring what my parents did to me as I was growing up. Kasi di ba sabi ko, like, wow, Shanray plays for 2 hours at a time, and I'm pretty sure if Kaysaya allowed him, he would play for like more. But the thing is, my parents raised me like that. As in like, anak, sige, you can play for an hour and then you have to do some work. And I think, Miss Joanne, it's not just studies. I think it's responsibilities. Like, there are a lot of things happening in a kid's life nowadays that it's more than just their schoolwork.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, let's say you have to do chores also, or you have to go with your dad to buy stuff. But like stuff that just really balance everything in your life. And I think that's why more than just my eyes or just my physical state, it's a mentality. Na, oh, I've been playing Mobile Legends for way too long, or I've been sitting down on this chair at my screen for way too long. It essentially practices a muscle in your brain na parang, I need to do something else now.
Yeah.
And that helps with your gaming habits, especially if you can take that into your adult life. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to be a more well balanced person, and this whole computer thing is just going to start to go away, and everyone can just like live their life. But essentially, um, I like how there's certain differences in the way you've raised your children. But real quick, Mikey, let's go back. Mikey grew up on StarCraft. That's an RTS, a real-time strategy game. There's a lot of like micro decisions that need to be done. You're essentially managing an army or like a civilization. Kesaya, Shanrei loves Roblox right now, so that's a practice in creativity. So yun nga, essentially para siyang Lego. Do
Mm.
you think that the kinds of games that your kids are into kind of like mirror or define what their personalities or their skills in the future could be?
Yeah, I believe so. And how they make use of the game. Remember that Roblox is like parang free world siya, eh. Like you can even create your own map, etc. Um, and I guess dito nagmi-mirror yung interest niya nga, hindi lang sa art, but at the same time, yung sa mga puzzles and such. So, actually, to be honest, tinanong ko siya, what do you want to be when you grow up? Kasi ang dami
Mm-hmm.
niyang hilig, eh, like music, parang ano, even drawing, so art, meron din. Pero ang pinaka-gusto niya raw talaga, he wants to be a scientist so that he can discover ganito, ganyan-ganyan, or he can name some planets. 'Di ba? So, ang lawak, hindi ko na nga alam kung saan niya gusto talaga pumunta eh.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, to answer your question, I guess it does reflect their personality or yung interest nila. Maybe in the future, kung anong gusto nilang maging trabaho, paglaki. But I don't know, I don't think it will like decide agad or magiging yun na yun eh. Kasi ang dami pang pwede magbago. Like my kid is only like 6 years old, so ang dami niya pang pwede ma-discover or pwede pa mag-shift yung interest niya. But siguro if like the child is already on the age of to choose na siya ng kanyang course for college, doon na talaga magkakaalamanan. Eh, pa nga, like nakapili na ng college course nila tapos nagbabago pa yung interest.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Joanne, what BA business? What specific business course did Mikey take?
He took up BS, I don't know, business management in
Business ad.
BA,
Business ad.
BA,
Yeah, business
business
ad.
in
Okay.
yeah,
So
business ad.
business
that's
ad
the yeah.
kind of makes sense. Like I can see how a StarCraft kid got into
Really?
business. Yeah, I kind of get it. But yeah, what do you think of that? What other games did you see Mikey growing up with?
You know what? I'm torn between saying yes and no. Kasi si
Mm-hmm. Yes and
Mikey,
no.
kasi he's into StarCraft, but at the same time he loves Counter-Strike.
Okay. Shooting game, yeah.
Shooting games. So if you think of personality or interest, parang you know how Mikey speaks, no? He's a very 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 gentle person.
Yeah.
He's not all violent. And even as he was growing up, I would play with him when he was young. You know, the typical mom and son na may mga toys and we would play
Yeah.
together. And I don't remember him being interested into guns and, like shooting all the... Parang very seldom yun eh. So that's the no part. Pero yung yes naman, I think so in terms of being strategic, being analytical, that's
Yeah.
how he thinks eh. Even now when he's doing coaching, because I'm part of an innovation company, right?
Yes.
Can you imagine now I even would consult him to gamify whatever things that we're doing. Like we're doing apps as well. Minsan parang my mind is like nahuhuli na ako dun sa mga pinag-uusapan namin at work. I have to like consult him. Mikey, what do you think of this? And then all these things that he will be telling me, I'll just pass it on to the team. It's like, oh, ganda ng sinabi ko, but I would tell them that it came from my son.
Yeah.
That's how he thinks. I mean, talagang strategic, analytical, lahat nakaayos. You'd see his dashboard. It's all organized. So I think he got it from those games. I'm not sure because I don't know those games. I didn't play those games, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you can tell you can
Yeah,
tell
no,
me
no,
about it.
that definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense. I mean, the games that we grew up with in our generation really opens up because I'd like to think that we're a product of the systems that we had. So some generations they grew up with the typewriter. Some generations they grew up with the DOS PC. Some generations they grew up with like we technology just keeps getting better and better. But the generation that I think I grew up with, maybe closer to Mikey's generation, was like yung gitna ng technology. It's like it's
Mhm.
not amazing like today, but there were still some things that needed to be fixed. So with that being said, you need to be a little smarter to get the best results. So it's not as clunky as like the typewriter, pero hindi siya kasing ganda ng Google today. So with that
Mhm.
being said, I kind of see how somebody can be creative and analytical at the same time. That's
I
that's
just,
uh
yeah.
yes.
Oo, gusto ko lang din i-share, no, kasi napag-usapan natin yung like influence sa mga games na nilalaro natin.
Yeah.
Remember Ragnarok Online,
Hmm.
Marketplace. My
Yeah.
goodness.
There's an
I
economy.
used,
There's a game
mm,
economy.
yes, kumbaga kailangan wise ka kung paano mo ipepresyo or how you're going to put a price on your item so that it can be sold faster than your competitor. So I think for me yun kasi yung nilaro ko before eh. So I think naka-affect din yun on how like I deal with kunwari clients ko online sa freelancing and to the computer shop I opened before. So I do believe na kayang ano nun, like kayang i-influence somehow yung pwede mo maging skills na malabas pa or talent na malabas pa as you grow up.
Yep, yep, yep. And you mentioned the magic word here, Kaisaya, Ragnarok. That kind of reminded me of what we wanted to talk about here. Massively multiplayer online games or massively multiplayer, tama, MMORPGs essentially. So your Worlds of Warcraft, your Ragnaroks, your ano pa bang sikat? Your Black Desert onlines,
Online.
your ano pa bang iba sikat, Kisaya? Because I personally was not an MMO kid. So ano pa bang iba na laro mo? Ran,
Warcraft. World of
yan, di
Warcraft.
ba? So
Very sikat, yeah, very popular.
uh Miss Joanne, did Mikey go through this phase? Because we know now that he played StarCraft, he played
Mhm.
Counter-Strike, he's playing League of Legends now. So those are different genres. But what about the MMORPG? Do you remember him going through this phase?
I remember those those games that you're saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
The Ragnarok, the
Ragnarok.
Warcraft. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, he
yeah.
played those.
So
Yeah.
these games are like arguably the most addicting genre in all of gaming because they're the ones that really require a time
It's a lot of
investment.
time.
Yeah, and then the progression here is just so slow that it really is a lifestyle game. It could potentially take over your life. And
That's true.
as I said, it's addicting. And now this brings us into a rather hard or difficult issue, game addiction. What are your takes on that? And have you ever seen, or is there is it possible uh, for a child to be in and out of these phases of addiction?
For me, I think so. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a time that because I was an OFW for 9 years, so I was out when Mikey turned 13. I came back when it was 22. So it was but I was flying in and out of Manila, so they see me naman every month or even
Mm-hmm.
4 times every week. So
Yep.
I was in the aviation industry. So there was a time when my husband was really putting his foot down in terms of disciplining Mikey. Then, in fact, during his time in UP, they were going to represent the country. He's going to Korea. They were going to Korea, and my husband didn't want him to go because they had
Uh-huh.
a deal. They had a deal, and he broke that deal in terms of managing his time, I think, or something like that. Ako yung talagang nag-push para for him to be allowed to go because I think that opportunity would really, he's something that he shouldn't miss. But I
Yeah.
also know from the side of my husband as well, na of course you have to put your foot down when
Yeah.
your child says something that he's going to do this and he doesn't do it. You really have to, like make sure that you stand by your words. So meron ding time na ganun. Even up to now, we always still remind him that he has to go out of his room. He is always locked in his room. ECQ na, you're locked na in your house, you're locked pa in your room.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier, you have to find balance in everything. Not only in studies, but also in terms of your social life and in terms of your presence, in terms of your presence in your family life. You know, your
Yes.
parents are there and they won't be there forever. Like
Yeah.
when you grow up, you have your own family, you live apart. Ang bilis lang. Like kay Saya, your son's 6 years old. One snap of a finger is like an adult already. I don't know. Mikey was like this small. I don't know. Ngayon, ganyan na kalaki. That's what I'm saying. They have to be, their presence should be felt. They should be able to be able to share that moment with their parents. Like drama, no?
Yeah, no,
Oh.
no, no. That's very important. That's very important. And again, I think another term that comes into play here is escapism. Like some kids, they get addicted or they live in these worlds of games because they want to escape. But how do you think we can pull them back? Besides talking to them, how do you think we can pull them back and remind them of this need for presence?
I think you maintaining an open communication with your kid and having that strong bond and relationship. I would always knock sa door niya, "Hey,
Yeah,
Mikey, are you coaching?" Alam mo yung ganun. I would really talagang silip. Even my husband would silip. And I just take advantage of that. Before kasi ang bonding namin niya would be, I would ask him to come with me, for instance, go to Alabang. Because we live in Pasig, so it's quite far. And to visit my folks. So that's a bonding time for me. Then having him in the car with me for at least an hour. It's a
yeah.
time where we can really talk. You know,
Talk. Yeah,
for a mother, I'm sure kay Saya could relate to this. Di ba yan yung pinakamasayang part ng buhay? Yung kayo lang ng anak mo and then you're talking stuff that is talking
Bonding.
heart to heart, you know. Regardless what it is, something that he's opening up to you, telling you what he likes, what he loves, or what he's busy with. That's something that you really cherish. It's something that
yeah,
for moms, that's something na talagang sobrang valuable. Yun, di ba?
yeah,
And for me, it's something that you cannot, put a price tag on.
yeah, yeah. That
That's true.
that's
I do
the
agree.
Yeah, those moments are so rare nowadays that you have to actually like make it happen. Because when your child is young, you can still kind of find those ways. Eh, diba? Like put them in a
Yeah.
car and then go somewhere. Like
Mm-hmm.
lalo na in Metro Manila, there's traffic, so anything is like 30 minutes away minimum. So you're always gonna get that. But now, I think you really just need to make it happen and like talagang kamustahin ninyo, kausapin ninyo,
Mm.
and it matters. Kaysaya, how about you? What's your take on game addiction and making that connection still matter? Pulling
Yeah.
people out of the escapism because you used to play MMOs, so you would have like first hand experience too.
Yeah, well, para hindi ma-disconnect with my son, of course, I check him out from time to time. Just like okay, every after Casco, just like I'm pretty sure after this interview or this podcast, I'm gonna be checking up my son. Hey, you can go back here in my room na ganyan. Then or I will check him out. I will go to his place, and then how are you doing right now? And then he'll always say, I'm doing good, mommy. And mga ganang simpleng bagay lang.
Hmm.
And sometimes if he likes to show me, sometimes kasi like if once he created something sa Minecraft or sa Roblox, he'll show it to me. And I think the most important in here is that yung interest din ng parents to know what your son is doing. Like, it's pretty similar to, ano eh, like, they created something, like, kunwari, nag-drawing sila sa paper, and then they want to show you. They want to show it to you. You show your interest as well, so that your son or your daughter will not feel na, okay, hindi naman ako iniintindi dito sa real world eh. Dito na lang ako sa MMO ko. Para hindi maging ganun yung mindset. They want someone kasi to listen, and they want someone na merong nagkaka-interest sa kung ano yung nagawa nila. Even if it looks good or it looks bad, if it looks bad, you can say something, like if something needs to improve, you can say it in a nice way, like, oh, yung hindi naman na, instead na ang pangit naman yan, you can say, I think this can be improved, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Diba? So, yung mga ganong bagay, basically show your interest na you still wanna connect to your son or your daughter. Basically, through that, hindi mawawala yun. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, just make that connection happen, and yeah, always show interest. I think that really
Mm.
is it. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm not a parent yet, but I own a cat
Yep.
and I always check in on him as well. Like I talk
That's
to him
good.
like he's a person. Like after work, like every other like cast, tinitingnan ko, boy, like not boy, but he's a cat. He take care of himself. But kung anong ginagawa niya. But definitely, it makes sense. And I think a lot of people are picking up some stuff here. They're learning as to how to make sure that they learn to still connect with their kids. And the kids also, like you guys, it's good to be in your room instead of out there. There's a lot of other stuff that you could be getting into that could cause trouble. But, make sure that you're still present in your family's lives. I got one last question before we wrap up the show here. And we've talked about so many good things and some bad things in raising a gamer kid and the nuances of the process. Because again, it's a lifelong process. Even now, I'm a grown man, but I'm pretty sure my parents, they're still actively part of my growth as an adult and as a gamer, as a person. But there's always stuff that we're going to be picking up. So right now, in your experience as a parent, as a parent who's raised a gamer kid or a gamer yourself who happens to also be a parent, what's your favorite thing that your child or that you yourself have learned from video games?
Hmm.
Alam ko there's a lot, diba? There's so many things. But what's that one or two things that's your favorite, that you cherish the most?
It's a very difficult question to answer.
It
I'm
is.
not really I'm not really a gamer, so that's quite difficult for me. It's more of probably Mikey. I think that Mikey won't be who he is now if not for
Mm-hmm.
gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I said earlier, his exposure to this world of gaming really molded him into a great person.
Yeah.
That's all I can say in terms of his skills, in terms of his interpersonal skills, uh, most especially.
Yeah.
So, so I guess that's the most important thing that I can probably say.
That's
Yeah.
that's 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 such an interesting bit of knowledge, because some people will say na gaming is like a remote activity. Like ikaw lang, it's just you and the screen. But I love to hear that your favorite thing about video games is the fact that it taught interpersonal skills.
Yes, of course. Um, we were we were talking about this last night, and my husband and I were saying that we knew naman before that Mikey was also exposed to negative. I'm gonna be blunt about this.
Of course.
Negative people. I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
know that people are cursing when they're playing. I mean, those kinds of stuff. But Mikey didn't grow up in a way that he absorbed that part of yung parang rowdy part of online gaming, or I don't know what you call it. So in terms of having that good personality still despite being parang barkada lang yan, di ba? You go out, you go with the barkada that's really bad influence or a good influence na barkada. You go out with a bad influence na barkada. You kind of be cool and just do whatever what they're doing. Pero siya kasi, he was able to choose pa rin his group of friends despite being there online and exposed to different kinds of people. So
Mm-hmm.
so I guess having said that, he was exposed into this whole world of diverse people, yet he was able to become a good person, a great person as he is now. So that's something really good for me. As a mom, I also appreciated that exposure and the way he lived his life and being part of this world of gaming.
Yeah, that's it's like a free play date. No, it's like usually kids without gaming, they would be like, okay, how do I find the right friends for my kids? Where do I find them in the neighborhood? But because of gaming, you're like, okay, well, just choose your friends, just find the right people, and then just hang out with them. That's priceless. How about you, Kaisaya? What's your favorite or favorite things that you learned from video games?
For video games, actually, I realized this when I was still in college. So that was, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago. I can't remember exactly. But na-realize ko, games can be applied in the education to teach people. And with that, having games applied to learning will allow kids gain more interest in knowing or learning more stuff and to be more interactive in terms of discovering things. Ayun yung pinaka nagustuhan ko talaga kasi even my research during nung nagmasteral ako for business ad, yun yung inano kong topic tinouch up kong topic and yeah, I'm still up for that kasi I do believe kasi ang dami nag-exist na application sa mobile, sa even sa PC na mga educational stuff to teach kids and I believe nakaka-contribute yun. So I guess that's the best thing that I realized what games can contribute.
Okay. All right. I missed out on one last thing before we go ahead and call it a day. There was this Reddit story that I saw, that
Mm-hmm.
I heard, I read, and it's about another game. Parang Roblox. It's like Roblox. It's called Minecraft, and it's a game also where you're building worlds, where you're making things. And this kid, um, as punishment, uh, his parents kind of deleted everything that the kid was making on Minecraft as punishment. So it's hard for me to ask, but what's your take on like inserting or integrating a child's video games into your discipline?
You know what? First thing that came to my mind is that ayaw ko kung may bias ako dito because Mikey grew
Mm-hmm.
up in a good way, no? But when like kids, they invest a lot of time on games, right?
Yeah,
So, and they put a lot of their heart and soul into it. And I'm sure that kid really worked hard for him to be able to level up in that game.
yeah,
And deleting that thing
yeah,
crushed your kid. I think there are a
yeah.
lot of other ways to discipline your kid, or there are a lot of other ways to tell your kid that whatever they did was wrong
Mm-hmm.
instead of doing that.
Yeah.
Parents should be very considerate when it comes to these things, especially in things that they don't fully understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because the kids now are totally different from the kids before. All the things that they're
Yes.
doing now are totally different. It's a brand new world that we don't understand. And if only we can just open our minds into and hearts, then we probably would be able to understand where they're at in terms of why are they into this. Ask why. Talk to your kids, ask them more. Why are you passionate about this? Why are you investing so much time on this? What's good, what good is it doing for you,
Yeah.
if you only understand that, then probably we would help your kid manage their time and make these gaming work for them
Mm-hmm.
instead of working against them, right?
Yeah.
I'm not really in favor of what
Mm-mm.
that.
Yep, yep. No, no, definitely. I mean, what this parent did in this story from Reddit, it's no different from taking one of your kids' like paintings or like
Mhm.
drawings
That's
and
true.
ripping it apart. It's no different.
Right.
It's no
Yeah.
different. Maybe even worse, because things in Minecraft they take so much longer. They take hours or
Yep.
even days to make. No, Isaiah,
Mhm.
what's your take on this?
I do not agree as well. If and only if yung ginawa naman ng bata is like, just basically demonstrating his creativity and not harming any other people. If it is harming people, then I would delete it. Diba? So we don't know the side of the parent story,
Mm-hmm.
but if the case is yun nga, this is just the child spending a lot of time creating his world in Minecraft, being creative, and then pinonish lang because maybe he was spending so much time, maybe 12 hours a day,
Yeah.
then hindi na kumakain.
Or something else
But
totally, diba? Like not even
yeah,
in game, diba?
yeah, that's true. Pero yun to delete yung hindi naman nakakasakit ng ibang tao or ng kapwa mo. Tapos, yun nga, sinabi mo na, Leo, it's like, sinira mo yung painting ng anak mo.
Mm-hmm.
'Di ba? So, I mean, that's just so mean. I mean, iba-iba naman yung parents pero ayun nga, be open-minded lang. Alamin muna natin why a certain person is super interested in one particular thing before doing some action. Basically, lagay mo lang yung sarili mo sa place niya. 'Di ba? Para maintindihan mo yung point of view. We have different point of views anyway. Like, for example, one good thing is good in perspective dun sa tao na yun, pero sa other tao naman is bad pala. So, ayun, basically, respetuhan na lang. Respect for each other. But yeah, my take
Yeah.
on that is like, wag naman ganun. Wag naman
Yeah.
ganun, mommy or daddy.
Yep. Yeah, well, in this case, it's Mother's Day. Wag naman ganun, mommy.
Oh,
for
yeah.
the day's sake. But yeah, definitely. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this was our little talk on raising a gamer kid. Once again, Miss Joanne Alberto and of course, M. Dang Lakisaya. Thank you guys so much,
Thank
lovely ladies,
you.
for spending your time with us today, talking about parenting and gaming. Once more, to everyone watching over at Esports AcadArena and our friends from NerdFest by Nerd Rage. This has been an honor. Once again, this is to help support Project Suit Up. If you could please do help us provide PPEs for medical frontliners outside Metro Manila, you could donate via BPI. Look for the account number 0069891918 and send it over to Rosella Marie Confiado, or send us an email, projectsuitup.ph@gmail.com, and look for Rosella Confiado. This was such an honor, a pleasure once more. My name is Leo. I wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. Once more, on behalf of Miss Joanne, Kaysaya, you guys have a great evening.
Thank you.